Right, yes. The title of this live stream, Evidence of Dan from Police Abusing Powers and Tina Chave from the Independent Advice Network, falsely offering me help. ... In the description, ... Now all I need is for Tina Chave to publicly publish our private phone call. But she's not going to do that, no, because that would expose her for being a barefaced liar, along with Dan, and expose them for the grifters that they are for doing this. Oh, and I thought they were such lovely people. I honestly thought they were lovely people. I think I should have looked a little bit more carefully at the Police Abusing Powers YouTube channel. What nice person uses the word, throws the C word around? That 4-letter disgusting word. But trying to make it look like, see, this is what narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, this is what they do. They try to look like they're giving you what you need. Because we know about the corruption, we know about the military police, we know what they're doing, we know what's going on, all this evil that's going on everywhere. And we know that there are a lot of homeless and vulnerable people. And when a vulnerable woman, and Dan said how amazingly brave I was, incredibly brave to ring in, hearts and kisses from his moderators. I'll put a link in the description to the YouTube, to his live phone-ins, at the point where you can see where these people have been all nicey and supporty, and how is Darren? Lost Souls Paranormal, his moderator, who he once said he has a shag with or something. Shows how much I pay attention. Well, I accept people the way they are, but maybe this is really what they are like, cats and dogs. Just putting it about a bit. I mean, I let things go right over my head because I'm a nice, vulnerable girl, aren't I? Because I'm not quite with it, am I? Oh, hello, One Woman Vigilante, hearts, kiss, we're here for you. And then underneath, another one saying, how is Darren? And I've got evidence of one of them saying Darren is if it's the same partner you're with, he's a CUNT, and this is after Tina Chave has falsely offered me help. Yeah? And the sharing of my phone number and these nutcases ringing me up from unknown numbers, and Dan emailing me about one of them, Scott Andrew Horn, saying he's really, really supportive of you. He's rung your local MP office. And then I ring my local MP office, which I live streamed, and Lucy at the local MP office is saying we had an abusive call handler. We've had to report him to the police. He rang the House of Commons being abusive. Yeah, so if you look at my last live stream, yeah, in case you haven't seen it, yeah, Dan actually told me to pay attention to this disturbed young individual in North America who, and Dan thinks it's his business, this nobody that we don't know about. In North America, it's his business to know about my private phone call between me and Tina Chave. Well, let Tina Chave publish it then. Let us all hear it. Because after all, Dan's police abusing powers supporters said, you made it our business. All right then, publish it then. She's not going to do that though. Tina Chave is not going to publish it because she'd make herself look very, very, very stupid. And it would expose her as being a liar, a barefaced liar. I just wish to goodness I had recorded it. Because when you're in that false sense of security, when you believe that here's the fairy godmother, because people like to talk about magic wands, don't they? Oh, if I had a magic wand. The number of times I've heard that phrase, as well as the we're going round in circles and hanging up, I'd be rich by now. But she might as well have been the fairy godmother, because I honestly thought a prayer had been answered. So I found it was 2nd of February. I'm going to play, it's on Dan's channel, so you can have a look for yourself. The 2nd of February 2022. And this, I'm going to play it. It's just listen, and I'll pause it where I need to.
Hello, Tina.
Let me just interject. I mean, you can hear it for yourself, but you'll hear him say, I wouldn't pass you to someone I didn't think would be able to help you, one woman vigilante. And you can hear Tina Chave say, I'm a nosy old cow. I thought nothing of that. This is the first time I'd heard her. And I thought, gosh, she sounds like she could help me. So this was prior to her ringing me up. Either I rang her or she rang me, but we emailed each other and shared mobile numbers. And this is someone who claims to have 40 years of experience and has QCs on standby in London with charitable rights organisations. And Dan, you can clearly hear him say, I wouldn't pass you to someone I didn't think would be able to help you, one woman vigilante. And she really was going to do a lot to help me in that private phone call. So just have a listen.
Hello, Tina.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm not so bad, thank you. How are you?
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
good stuff. Can you?
Hang on, let me turn that down.
Yeah, thank you.
Not too bad, mate.
Good stuff. Can you?
Turn that down.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like a comedy
Okay.
show.
Bit of an echo going on there. Is that an echo going there?
Sorry. Sorry. Turn down. Sorry. Is that better?
That's better. That's perfect. Lovely.
Is that
How
better?
are you? That is, yeah.
Okay. I'll turn the sound up on my phone.
Perfect.
Right, can you hear me, Dan?
I can, yes.
Wonderful. I wanted to sort of like put some humour in for everybody on the site because it's been quite tense the last hour.
You can tell me
It has
about
been,
humour.
It has been.
So basically, the MITI form that you sent me, the security one. Yeah?
Yes.
Search. So, can you hear me?
I can.
Right. So the research I found so far is I went onto their site and they do their training. I'm not sure if you're aware what they are with the SIA group.
Right.
They're the one that authorises all training for police, security firms across the country.
Yeah.
So there's an SIA code of conduct, and I wanted to read a particular section. I won't go through too many,
Okay.
but it says on part of the conduct, they have to approach people with honesty and integrity, be trustworthy, protect the people and the property, be professional, be accountable for your decisions. But there's one particular...
Yeah, maybe you could learn from what you've just said, Tina Chave. Be all of those things that you've just said.
which comes out. They have a code of conduct which is very, very clear about what they cannot do.
Yeah.
So basically about door work, etc., etc.
Yeah. Don't falsely offer help to vulnerable homeless women. Offer them all this under the sun. Then join a live chat on Dan's channel where you're calling her partner, where someone else is calling her partner a C word. Dan has already said he wouldn't tolerate bullying of any kind. I've got evidence of that. It's from his own chat. This is all from his own channel. Anyway, I'll just shut up and play this.
Other things, examples of not meeting the commitment. This is the one you might find funny. Someone who is using their mobile phone to film the actions of a security guard, and the security guard responds by grabbing their mobile phone and throwing it to the ground. They are not allowed to do.
Yeah.
The SIA training. The other thing they are not allowed to do is to grab you. If you're in a public place and you're in a public space and you are...
Which has happened to me, and it's happened to Darren. When I tried to protect Darren in the local DGH hospital, I was assaulted and bruised in the hospital. I had to get a doctor to look at my nose. I've been assaulted and bruised many times by the police. I've taken photographs of the bruises. So just to reiterate, I'm a vulnerable woman who's been left traumatized by what the police have done to me over 6 years. This is aside anything to do with Darren and emotional abuse. I'm talking about what's happened to me. And these people, Dan and Tina Chave, Dan with his police abusing powers channel, and Tina, who says she has 40 years of experience. Just listen, because these people are grifters and they have targeted a vulnerable woman, and they've used their very low IQ minions who watch my channel sometimes and leave. Well, anyway, I'll just carry on playing this. Where is it?
Filming. They may say, "What are you doing?" Once you said you're filming, they need to walk away. They are not allowed to assault you.
Yeah.
So
which has happened several times. Not just the police, but security in my local DGH hospital, in a hospital where my mother was dying of cancer. And I was arrested in hospital pajamas, and I recorded a damning ward review where people didn't turn up for appointments on the hospital ward. Housing officer, adult social care, and Councillor Robin Maxted said they can't release you with nowhere to go. And I recorded, she didn't realise I was recording, and the ward manageress said, "Yes, we can. I'm calling the police." And I was arrested out of there. These people are frauds. So she talks on a little bit, and then they get to the point where they say, you know, she's got 40 years of experience. So just let them waffle on a bit, and then I'll point it out.
I devised a little letter I'm going to write. I'll send it to you. But the basics of it is, right. Dear sir, sorry, madam, sir, human, because I don't know how many identifications there are now at the top of my letter, so I can't write them all down. So basically what I'm saying is, I've looked at your document and I find it rather disturbing. It's a very old document, so I'm not sure if you've updated it. However, I'll make the points clear. I am a trainer. I've trained young offenders. I've trained different organisations. I am willing to give you free training on Section 33 of the Justice Act 1972. I'm also going to give you retraining on the SIA 2022 Code of Conduct, and explains what your guards and your security...
By the way, let me just interject. I doubt whether anyone will be harassing me from any unknown numbers. Not since Thames Valley Police have contacted me. Let me just interject. In case you're not aware, Thames Valley Police have contacted me over the harassment that I've had. Care of police abusing powers. I'll play it again.
Morning, Darcy. My name is PC Hunt from Thames Valley Police at Reading Police Station. I'm phoning in relation to the malicious communications that you initially reported to Sussex Police.
Malicious communications.
That report's now been transferred through to Thames Valley because it's believed that the suspect potentially lives in our area. And with malicious communications and harassment, it's an offender-based crime rather than a victim-based crime. I was wondering if you'd be able to give us a ring when you get this message. The telephone number in our office is 01865.
Yeah, just wanted to interject. That's Thames Valley Police over the harassment and the many unknown numbers and the text messages and everything that I've had. Because I'll also mention that that curly-haired freak from America who's used my face on his YouTube channel, despite breaching my YouTube disclaimer about using my content, because I'm doing this for legal purposes. I'm documenting my YouTube channel is because of the whole reason why I set it up was because of the torture I've been through. For the past 3 nights and during the daytime, I haven't been able to do anything because I've been so tortured out of my skull. Absolutely, there are no words to describe it. This is what narcissistic mental abuse does. And over years, it kills a person physically. Why do you think people get Alzheimer's and cancer and heart disease? Stress, bullying, this. So this is very serious, because if these people are not what they claim to be, then they're not fit for purpose. They're grifters. I am permanently traumatized by what the police and those security guards did to me, let alone the fact that I've been bullied away from visiting the nurses who nursed my dying mother. So let me just get back to this, because everything's a bit of a joke to Dan. And yet this is someone who claims that they've had a stroke. Well, I wonder why. Perhaps it's brought on by himself. Because if you're targeting the vulnerable, these are serious crimes, these are. Anyway, I'm trying to stay calm about it. So I just finished playing this live stream from Dan's channel.
Staff must not do when approaching the public. I think it's sad that you deem to want to perceive auditors as aggressive, confrontational. I think your document represents slander, defamation of character, and could be criminal offence, something you need to be careful of. So I think you need desperate training, so I'm wanting to do it for free. You can come to my city or I'll come to yours. So I put a whole graph out. I've got a PowerPoint presentation ready to do all the training. I'm going to bring it for free. Once it's done...
They say if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. But I honestly thought a prayer had been answered. Just keep... Okay, we'll get there.
What I would like you to do is to submit another booklet apologising to the auditors and the public for misleading them by not knowing your own laws. Yours sincerely. What do you think?
That sounds good.
She's one to talk about misleading the public, isn't she? Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting to the bit where she and Dan talk. She's going to offer all this help. It's that private phone call that she needs to publish. That private phone call between me and her. False. Oh my gosh. Pot calling. Wait for it.
Good to me. That definitely sounds good to me. And you're going to send that off to them?
Yeah, it's going tomorrow.
Oh, you need to keep me updated on the response. That sounds
it's going
brilliant.
To the chief exec of Mitty Corporation.
Right.
I found his email online this morning.
Brilliant. So just for the people watching that are not sure, the other day there was a document that we spoke about. I think it was Sunday. I think it might have been. We spoke about a document from Mitty or Mighty, whatever you want to call them. which spoke about auditors in particular and the threat that they may pose to security. I can't remember it all off the top of my head. I do have it on a computer, but I don't really want to go through it all again here. The essence is basically they're basically saying that auditors are a nuisance, they're a security threat, and all sorts of bits and pieces. And I sent that document over to you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I sent that document over to Tina here, who Tina has the website. I put it in the comments on Sunday. What's your website again, Tina?
It's https://independent-advice-net.uk.
Right. Okay. That I've just popped into the.
And I'm in the.
I'll just put that into the link into the comments. So. Tina has this website, which at the moment has got some very useful stuff on it, and will have much more useful stuff in the future about councils, about housing, about benefits, all sorts of things.
All the things that I needed help with, yeah. Because she said to me in a private phone call, which Dan said is, I've made everyone else's business, including some freak in America, some complete disturbed individual. So make it public, because she's saying to me in that private phone call that me, as a woman on severe disability, I should not be even in here, because this is temporary. This is not a permanent residency, even though it's all been nicely done out. I've been put through absolute torture that's off this. We're talking about corruption. We're talking about illegal discharge of duty. For anyone who hasn't heard me say this before, I've said it. I'm like a broken record. And she said, by law, I should not be in temporary accommodation. I've been attacked to the point where I thought I'd be killed by criminals, and the police were arresting me. This is why I'm extremely suicidal. Not just the fact that I've lost my mother and I can't cope without her, and that I've already been in the system, the human trafficking supported accommodation system. Yeah, so she said I shouldn't be in these places. So I shouldn't even be in here. And yet Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark, in case you haven't looked, have a look at my live streams, Google it on the search engine, you'll see that the national news mentioned Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark, mother and daughter, mugging the elderly, jailed for 5 years. Prior to being placed with me, though, she'd been released 2 years in prison from 2019, literally released to do the same thing again and to assault me. So she and her mother were taking elderly people's Zimmer frames and mugging them. Police didn't want to know. Can't do the paperwork. I had my calls terminated, which the Professional Standards Department put in writing, I'm sorry we've done this. They've done it to this day, even right up until Darren, my partner, was arrested. They beat me on Beachy Head. I've been bruised, thrown to the ground. It's not really going in though, is it? So, yeah. My grandmother adopted my mother, lived through 2 world wars. I think Tina Chave is a little bit bitter about this, because she wasn't expecting a vulnerable, brave woman, because I'd sent her a picture of this. Brave Bryony battles on. That's when I did care work with the elderly. And this Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark were mugging the elderly. Brave Bryony battles on. I'm beaten on Beachy Head during a welfare check. This is Seaford Gazette. The Eastbourne Herald put it that I beat them. And I reported the firm and the solicitor, the Bent solicitor, to the legal ombudsman, because she was on my side, but she's on the side of the establishment and their corruption. And they tried to do a psyops on me in October last year, threatening me with prison, Serco, the human trafficking scam. Yes. This is what I've survived. But all those little cowardly little trolls who make their little comments, they wouldn't last 2 seconds in my shoes. Why? Because they'll end up in a ditch on drugs, because many of them are alcoholics, junkies, the lowest of the low, pretty much like Sherelle Clark and her mother. Inbred morons, as people put in the comments. Inbred scum. Yeah. She assaulted me in front of the CCTV that I fought to get installed. I recorded them with a dictaphone that the sergeant told me to purchase. I recorded them, and then they arrested me for doing it. Sussex and Essex police are two of the most corrupt police forces. I would have thought Dan would know that, him being from Essex himself, being a bit of a wide boy and a whatever you call it, Jack the Lad, rough diamond. I'm just a vulnerable woman who's had a sheltered life. To Sherelle Clark, or Charmaine as she liked to call herself as well, I've got a silver spoon in the mouth. She left a man traumatised who's now too scared to leave his home because he was beaten. He took pity on her. Couldn't believe it when I saw her big, horrible, ugly mug on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on MSN. And yes, I do say ugly, because if you're ugly in here, you're ugly out here. I've never called anyone ugly before. I've never sworn so much. But then I've never known so much evil, demented behaviour. So let's play the rest of this, because obviously Tina Chave is offering an awful lot of help, isn't she? She's talking about disability, homelessness. Let's play the rest of it.
Information that you may have gone to the Citizen Advice Bureau for. However, as Tina pointed out to me a couple of weeks ago, and I've said on the channel, the Citizen Advice Bureau has had part of a £58 million fund from the DWP, which means ultimately the Citizens Advice is in the pocket of the DWP at the moment. So this website is genuinely, what's the word I'm thinking of, independent, whereas the CAB may not be so.
Apparently they're based in Ireland, and I reported them to Trading Standards.
Independent now because of their funding from the DWP. So that's who this is I'm talking to, just so everybody's aware.
Thank you, Dan. And everything is free. And if you get stuck, we have volunteers around the whole UK, which will be your advocate. And we don't stop until we win your case. I've done PIP, DWP cases at tier appeal level, and I don't lose. And neither do any of the trained volunteers that I have. So if you need any help or any questions, we've got loads of download documents you can use on lots of topics. It's halfway through, because unfortunately my web designer got a bit excited and he put it up too early.
Well, the amount of information that you need to put on there, it's going to take a while to get it all on anyway. But it's better to have it open and at least help some for now until you get more information on there to help more.
Yeah. And basically, just to let your group know, I've got 40 years work in public service. The reason why I've done so much public service is because I'm a nosy cow. I want to know it works.
Yeah, you certainly are a nosy cow. See? Just makes me angry. Makes me so angry.
On the inside, and that's why I've got all the training from them, so now I know how to fight them.
Yeah. Did you hear what she just said? She's a nosy old cow. She wanted to know what goes on the inside. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Right.
HTTPS independent-advice-net.uk.
Right. Okay. That I've just popped into the. I've just put that into the link into the comments. So Tina has this website, which at the moment has got some very
free. And if you get stuck, we have volunteers around the whole UK, which will be your advocate, and we don't stop until we win your case. I've done PIP, DWP cases at tier appeal level, and I don't lose, and neither do any of the trained volunteers that I have.
Yeah, this is what I'm on: severe disability premium and PIP, ESA. She said I shouldn't be in these places. She's going to offer. I'll wait till the end. I'll wait till the end of this so that I can then say exactly what she said in that phone call to me, because I think she should publish it, but she's not going to do that. And she's not going to take legal action, because she certainly won't win that case. I can tell you that. I'm hiding my anger and my trauma and my suffering. But this is what needs to be exposed. Just listen carefully to what she says. She says, I've had 40 years of experience. I'm a nosy old cow. I did it to find out the workings on the inside of the system.
So if you need any help or any questions, we've got loads of download documents you can use on lots of topics. It's halfway through, because unfortunately my web designer got a bit excited and he put it up too early.
Well, the amount of information that you need to put on there, it's going to take a while to get it all on anyway. But it's better to have it open and at least help some for now until you get more information on there to help more.
Yeah. And basically, just to let your group know, I've got 40 years work in public service. The reason why I've done so much public service is because I'm a nosy cow. I want to know it works on the inside, and that's why I've got all the training from them, so now I know how to fight them. And that's why I did it. 40 years of public service just to get what I wanted for a website.
Yeah.
So that's how.
Yeah, just to get what you wanted. You heard her say it, just to get what I wanted. That says it all. I tell you what. Oh, I wonder who's ringing me. Well, don't worry, because I'm going to let Thames Valley Police know about it. Don't worry. Unknown call. Don't worry. Thames Valley Police, as you heard earlier, they want to know about these harassing calls. Someone's getting a little bit upset, I think. So let's just listen to the rest of it.
Thanks for that, Dan. I just thought the mid-T bit would be great.
No, yeah, definitely.
Tomorrow, and I will let you know the updates as soon as I get it through, and if we get an apology.
I would definitely be interested to hear what's going on. One woman vigilante.
Yes, that's me, Dan.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly, right? So you look in the live chat, and I've put, this lady could help me, ? Dan's now responding to me. Yes. I tell you what, anyone who's got more than one mobile number like Dan, ask yourself why. None of these unknown calls. Right. So he's responding to me. Listen.
Quite possibly. If you go to that website, and you do there's a contact, like a request for help.
Yes.
Which
I filled out. Yes.
On there. If you do that, Tina will pick that up, and if Tina can help you, then she will. Again, I certainly won't promote.
Here we go. Here's the big humdinger. Dan's about to drop it. This is what I said. I didn't think I wouldn't promote. I wouldn't pass you to someone I didn't think would be able to help you, one woman vigilante. Here we go. Here we go. Listen.
Lots of topics. It's halfway through.
Oh, hang on, I've rewound it too far. Listen.
Okay.
Is that all right? All right,
Yeah,
Dan.
yeah.
I know you got someone else that was trying to
No.
do what I wanted for a website. So that's how it is. Thanks for that, Dan. I just thought the MIDI bit would be great.
No, yeah, definitely.
I've rewound it too far. Just listen carefully. Listen carefully, because I know there are people out there who are a little bit slow. Just listen carefully.
Tomorrow, and I will let you know the update as soon as I get it through, and if we get an apology.
I would definitely be interested to hear what's going on.
No,
One woman vigilante.
That's me.
Quite possibly. If you go to
Unknown number. Yes. Unknown number ringing. Someone's getting a bit upset. Thames Valley Police want to know about these unknown numbers and this harassment. Right, so just listen. One woman vigilante, quite possibly, listen to what he's saying.
topics. It's halfway through, because unfortunately my web designer got a bit excited and he put it up too early.
Well, the amount of information that you need to put on there, it's going to take a while to get it all on anyway. But it's better to have it open and at least help some for now until you get more information on there to help more.
Yeah. And basically, just to let your group know, I've got 40 years work.
I've around it too far.
If you go to that website and you do there's a like a contact, like a request for help form on there. If you do that, Tina will pick that up, and if Tina can help you, then she will. Again, you know, I certainly won't promote somebody that I think wouldn't be able to help you, but
I certainly wouldn't promote somebody that I wouldn't think would be able to help you. That's Dan speaking to me.
Again, depending on circumstances, sometimes we may not be able to, but we would always try and put you in touch with people that can.
But she didn't even do that. No. What happened was, I'll tell you exactly what Tina Chave did. But I just want to, repetition for emphasis, I've shut off my phone so that he can't ring me. Because I believe that's Dan. We'll just repeat it again. Repetition for emphasis. What does Dan say? Listen again.
Right.
I found his email online this morning.
And a good liar remembers their lies, by the way. Because I remember even Tina saying in the live chat, in a panic, when they were all bullying me, because they all went from hearts and kisses to your partner's a CUNT and this and that and this and that. And she was panicking, saying, I need to check my emails. I need to check what you've sent me. So these are very dodgy people. They do things behind the scenes in secret. Heaven knows if they've duplicated. I don't know what they've done. I'm a technophobe. But just listen. Repetition for emphasis. What Dan's, I'll play it again.
Brilliant. So just for the people watching that are not sure, the other day there was a document that we spoke about. I think it was.
I've gone too far back.
If you go to that website.
Right. I just want you to hear, so you can hear him say one woman vigilante. Yeah, you can. I know there are people out there who aren't really quite switched on, because Dan's got some funny, demented trolls who he calls his channel supporters, because one of them said that I called Tina Chave a tyrant. No, I didn't. I was talking about my eldest sister. This is what I mean. These people, they're not switched on. They literally are slapdash, demented, very low IQ trolls. And Dan uses them for this. So wait for it. He's about to say one woman vigilante. Wait for it.
lots of topics. It's halfway through because unfortunately my web designer got a bit excited and he put it up too early.
Well, the amount of information that you need to put on there, it's going to take a while to get it all on anyway. But it's better to have it open and at least help some for now until you get more information on there to help more.
Yeah. And basically, just
I've gone too far back. Hang on a minute. I'm just trying to get it to that point.
But again, depending on...
I just want people to hear that.
Topics. It's halfway through because unfortunately my web designer got a bit excited and he put it up too early.
Well, the amount of information that you need to put on there, it's going to take a while to get it all on anyway. But it's better to have it open and at least help some for now until you get more information on there to help more.
Yeah. And basically, just to let your group know, I've got 40 years work in public service. The reason why I've done so much public service is because I'm a nosy
old cow.
I want to know it works on the inside. And that's why I've got all the training from them. So now I know how to quote them. And that's why I did it. 40 years of public service just to get what I wanted.
Just to get what you wanted. That's
that's how it is. Thanks for that, Dan.
So that's how it is.
Definitely.
That's exactly how it is.
And I will let you know the update as soon as I get it through and if we get an apology.
I would definitely be interested to hear what's going on.
No,
right. He's about to say one woman vigilante. So for all those trolls with very low IQs, you know, I'm trying to help you here. Listen very carefully. Listen. Don't make something up in your mind and then pass it on. Listen. He's about to say one woman vigilante.
One woman vigilante.
That's me.
Quite possibly. If you go to that website,
because I've put in the comment, this lady could help me, ? And then I go on to say 40 years, nearly my life. That is my life.
And you do there's like a contact, like a request for help form on there. If you do that, Tina will pick that up. And if Tina can help you, then she will. Again, you know, I certainly won't promote somebody that I think wouldn't be able to help you.
No, of course you wouldn't,
depending
Dan.
on
Of course you wouldn't, Dan. And then even Darren said to me, she sounded a bit grumpy when I left a voice message for her the next day, and it was saying, I can't take a call right now. I'm working. I've got workmen here and such and such. So it's a kind of a, you know, that wasn't quite the same friendly Tina the day before. And I'll come to that because I still haven't finished saying what I'm going to say about that phone call.
Circumstances, sometimes we may not be able to, but we would always try and put you in touch with people that can.
If I can't help, I've got many other charitable rights groups. I got charitable rights groups on standby who have...
She's got charitable rights groups on standby if she can't help. Yes, Tina, and?
QCs in London.
And QCs.
If I can't help you, I transfer to them.
And QCs in London. So if she can't help, she'll transfer you to them. And she didn't do that. I'll tell you in a minute exactly what she said in that private phone call, which I wish I'd recorded. But if she wants to take me to court, I'm begging her to, but she won't, because it wasn't a court letter she sent me. It was just a threat with poor grammar telling me not to do basically what I'm doing right now, which is calling her out along with Dan, because they've continued, as you can see, they've continued to harass me in a suicidal state, and Thames Valley Police want to know about this harassment. His channel needs shutting down. So let's just listen to the rest of what they've got to say.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Is that all right? All right,
Yeah,
Dan.
yeah.
I know you got someone else that was trying to get in, mate. Thanks for giving me the time. I just wanted to lighten the mood a little bit about Mitty, okay?
Yeah,
just to make a bit of a giggle.
definitely. I could definitely do with finding out what they say in
Oh, yeah.
response to that. So
I'll let you know on your sites. We can do it on the thing here, so
Brilliant.
everyone knows what's going on.
excellent.
Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Right, I think that's the end of that.
Oh, hello. Good evening and welcome.
Hi, Dan. All right.
Not so bad. Who's this?
I think that's
I don't
it.
care. I do not care who the fuck you are. I care.
I know you don't. There we go. So that's basically it. That says it all. So what then happened after that was you can clearly hear Dan saying, as I kept pausing it and repeating it, one woman vigilante, I wouldn't pass you to someone I didn't think would be able to help you. And Tina Chave is saying, I've got charitable rights organisations on standby with, and if I can't help you, I've got QCs in London who can. And this is what happened. So she emailed me. I emailed her. I think it must have been me. Would have been me first to email. And I took a photograph of this at some point. Not to begin with. Maybe I'm just thinking maybe she assumed that I was someone who could be easily conned. Don't know. That's what I'm guessing anyway. And I think Dan probably thought the same of me because, you know, when you're in distress, you sound a bit simple, don't you? So I don't know. I'm just trying to work out what's going on in their demented heads. But basically, I emailed her and I said, I'm in these circumstances. I'm extremely, my anxiety levels, well, I'm struggling to talk in a normal, well, like how I'm talking now. I find it easier to talk to, you know, when you've been through a lot of trauma, when you've been attacked to the point where you think someone's going to kill you. I mean, look at me. I mean, I've got greasy hair. I'm in my dressing gown. That's why most of my live streams are like this. Because I've been forced to sleep rough for complaining about my life being in danger in council accommodation and having bed bugs crawling on me, having security guards assault me, the police illegally detaining me, doing all these horrendous things, which I won't keep blithering on about, but you can hear about it all in this live stream. I've gone on and on and on and on and on about it. People don't even realise how hard I've worked to get legal help from civil legal advice, from other independent discrimination caseworkers and whatnot. And and there's plenty of corruption out there. I've been through the entire system. I've been everywhere you couldn't possibly. I feel twice my age. I feel like an old lady. I feel 80 because it's mentally and psychologically. I can't even find the words for it. But these people aren't going to know. So she said, you know, that's fine if you're nervous. In the email, she said, we can do this at your own pace. Let me know when you're ready. And I rang her back. We arranged for a time and she phoned me. And it was Darren that answered, passed me over, and I didn't record her, and I regret it because she honestly was going to offer me loads of help. I mean, she saw me coming, mug written across my face. Because this is what I'm like with people. I am extremely polite, nervous, anxious. I show it, I let it be seen. I'm honest, I'm brutally honest. But I'm no fool, because when that person has taken advantage of me and I call them out, it's a shock to them because they didn't think, they thought they saw a funny, they saw me coming, oh, here's one, here's an easy one. No. And I don't suffer fools gladly. But I go about things the right way. I don't jump in there with both boots and scream and shout, why did you do that? I give people a chance. I give them time I give people a chance to mend their ways, to apologize, to see what they've done. Nope. This is exactly what happened. So I rather foolishly didn't record our phone call, but I was in a false sense of security. So people who've been, duped, who've been, whatever, this is what happens. They're in a false sense of security. She sounded too good to be true. And we know what that means. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. But I needed that. I was like, oh, I can't thank you enough. I can't, honestly. Oh, you're so kind. Oh, this, oh, that. She said, I'll help you to write. You're stronger than you think. I'll help you to write letters. And I'll help you every step of the way. I'll help you so that you can help others. Yeah, wonderful. And I thought, oh, what a nice guy Dan is. Isn't he a nice guy? Because when she said to me, you're stronger than you think, that actually was a teeny bit of a red flag for me, because I've had that new age BS said to me by covert narcissists who are into all the new age BS. And she's into all of that because she was like talking about Buddhism, and she said namaste and all of that. But I didn't mock her. Of course I wouldn't mock her or anything like that. I was just like, oh, I'm not a Buddhist, but I just said, oh, okay, namaste to you as well. I'd say shalom, but and she said these other things like, I don't know what she was saying. Oh, she was trying to do, this is what predators do. They try to sound like they're on your wavelength. Oh, saying exactly, mirroring me, the empath. Oh, in the old days, police used to be really helpful, didn't they? And, they'd be like, yeah, I said, no, that's exactly what I said, back in the 1950s or whatever. And then she said something about, I can't remember why, but she said 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust. Well, there's a question mark over that, because the elitists like the 6 million number, and I've been to Auschwitz. It's more likely in the thousands. But regardless of where the conversation was going, the point of the matter was she was going to offer me loads of help. And she told me to ring her back. Tina Chave, told me to ring her back. I've got her mobile number on my phone. I'm not going to read it out, though. But it was her personal mobile number, not anything to do with a phone number from the Independent Advice Network, okay? Let's get that clear, okay? Because as soon as I jumped on the live stream where I said, Darren and I feel let down, why haven't you rung back? Because it made me wonder, because if Darren's been emotionally abusing me and he's got access to all my numbers, which people say he has been doing, but then even Darren, whether my partner was gaslighting me or not, he said to me, she shouldn't have offered you all that help if she couldn't do that. Now, you know that my partner has already been arrested for a second time now and released with a caution. And there's supposed to be an investigation into the emotional abuse because he took a caring role that my local MP gave him. They've used him as a pawn, as a scapegoat, to detract from what they should have been giving me. Now, this Tina Chave said to me, I shouldn't be in these places as a woman on severe disability. This place has been done up, I'll tell you why, because my local food bank, the Trestle Trust, if you look it up, the Trestle Trust is a big Illuminati scam of a charity. It sets up these UK food banks. They ignored the online petitions of bullying of disabled people. So that's why, through my doctor, I demanded to get in a place like this and not some disgusting, horrible hovel with junkies and alcoholics, because I wouldn't be safe there. And Tina Chave herself said in that private phone call that by law, you should be in these places, and that she herself had walked into places and said, why is this person in? She claims. So she claims that she got the council to put vulnerable people like me in council accommodation and out of these temporary dangerous hovels. Now, I have actually been attacked. I am that ill that I'm thinking of jumping off the cliffs. But don't bother calling the paramedics. Let's put these people who've abused me and falsely offered me help and then threatened me, because Dan and Tina also threatened me in comments. That's why I had to disable my comments. I had to disable the live chat and the comment section. I'm so ill. I just don't feel that, even though I've come this far, to follow through with my local government ombudsman claim. But as that satanic ritual abuse survivor said, the nut case that's been reported to Thames Valley Police, the troll, because I said good things about a victim of satanic ritual abuse. My phone number has been shared without my consent. So there's been a breach of GDPR. There's been all kinds of crimes committed. But I can't even see through my own local government ombudsman claim, because years ago I had PCSOs say to me, Bryony, most people would have given up a long time ago. I've been thinking about jumping off those cliffs because I'm so tortured. I am carrying so much pain, so much on my own. People like me. I'm a walking miracle, because people like me end up on drugs or lying in a ditch. And I'm not on drugs, and I don't drink. I don't put any poisons in my body. So I've got nothing to get off my head on. So the torture is literally like torturing someone without anesthetic. That is the trauma that I've been through. Trauma-based mind control. Now, I know that there are some thick people out there who think they're in the truth, but they don't know the whole truth. But I have come to learn an awful lot about social engineering and my own experiences, because this is human trafficking on a council scale, on a legalised scale, legalised. So basically, Tina Chave was talking out of her bottom, basically. And then to threaten me with that fake court letter, which wasn't a court letter, it's just poor grammar. It's just an email with an attachment with poor grammar threatening me. I'd like to go to court, please. Tina Chave, I'm asking you, publish that private phone call between me and you. Please do that, because obviously Dan said in that follow-up live stream, which I have evidence of, and I reported it to YouTube, and they very nearly shut you down, Dan's Police Abusing Powers channel, because I went into the live chat and I said, why aren't you helping me? And all his minions came out like, out of the woodworks. His little cult followers, his low IQ cult followers. Your partner's a CUNT. I haven't seen this kind of behaviour since I was... God, I didn't even see that when I was in the infants. When I was at infant school, I didn't see this kind of behaviour. This is how sick in the head. And you can't even, I don't know, can you see it for yourselves? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not the only one who's apparently had the dirty done on them by Police Abusing Powers. We'll shut it down. One victim is bad enough. One suicide is bad enough. One person suffering unmeasurable torture that's just been added to. So there we go. So that's all I got. I got a threat. I got when I said, why won't you take a call from me? What's going on in the live chat? No, it's in the live chat on Dan's channel. And then that's when they all started saying, oh, you oh, don't. It just makes me feel physically sick, all of this. I feel I just feel like I could just die from everything that's happened to me. And I've reached out to these people who make out that they're professionals with 40 years of experience. They're not. They're just grifters targeting vulnerable people for their own gain. And you heard her say it for herself. She said she's in it for herself. And, well, Dan's in it for himself. He's selling merchandise. He couldn't give a crap. Did you hear him harass me in that that live stream at the Burlington Hotel where there was a cockroach? Shame the cockroach wasn't Dan. You should have heard him. He sent me a harassing text message. Go to bed. Why doesn't he go to bed if he's had a stroke? He's watching me. It's just, you've got no evidence of me. Well, there you go. There's the evidence. That's enough for me. And that private phone call between me and Tina Chave, you know, that damning phone call, which she won't publish. So I just don't, you as I said, Dan rang me I rang him. He sent me a harassing text message and I rang him, and you can see it at the Burlington Hotel. And, I was just horrible. What did I say? And these threats and these harassing phone calls, and I've mentioned Thames Valley Police contacting me about that, but I'm feeling I'm shattered. I'm absolutely shattered. I've reached out to somewhere because I've exhausted the entire system. You know, they say ultimately there has to be someone who will save you. Well, and I am addressing my YouTube channel to intelligent people. Please let there be intelligent people watching. Please. People like Juliet. Normal people. This lady has got to have an operation on 2 hernias and she's going through cancer treatment. She was attacked in the street trying to help me by random drunks. I was attacked to the point where I thought one of these criminals would kill me. This is why I'd rather just kill myself. My mother and my grandmother would expect me to kill myself. They'd be, if they could look down on me, they'd be crying for me. And I tell you what, my faith has been severely. My partner or ex-partner, he tried to encourage my faith and then destroyed it with all this emotional abuse. But I know one thing's for sure. He might have used the Bible to do the devil's work. But I know one thing's for sure. There is definitely a day of reckoning for everyone who's caused someone else harm. It will come back to you, believe me. By a law of averages. But anyway, so I really am permanently traumatized. Now, I just wanted to, one of Dan's live phone-ins. It was 27th of January. I've written it on my hand. 27th of January this year. 3 hours and 41 minutes in. Have a look in the live chat and you can see Lost Souls Paranormal, his moderator, saying to me, one woman vigilante, you've got a lot of love here. Heart, 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 whatever. Hearts. They like doing these hearts, don't they? And then immediately after that, artifacts saying, how is Darren? So they're obviously, the Police Abusing Powers channel were, inviting me in. There's been a lot of hearts and kisses from Dan's moderators with hearts, Lost Souls Paranormal. And then another one of them saying, how is Darren? So they're taking an interest in me, my circumstances. And then Tina Chave was in the live chat when I said, why won't you take another call from me, after she offered me help, which, I believe it was that live stream that I've just played with Dan and Tina was the 20th of April, I think, Wednesday, the 20th of April. So, and that's basically it, really. But I can put a link to the. It's neither here nor there, but I can put a link to the live streams in the description below. I've done an awful lot of talking on my channel, but I'm documenting everything. I wasn't planning to do this, but I thought someone had put, hang on a minute. I said that I would never respond to trolls anymore, but let's just say this for a laugh. Someone, hang on a minute. Someone commented on one of my, someone else has just commented on one of my old live streams. Lucy Hornet commented, Bryony, stop mentioning me in your videos. You do not know me and have no right to speak about me in a negative manner. Who the hell is Lucy Hornet? This is what I mean. There are nutcases. She's got a picture and she's commented on my, it might be a troll. It could be Dan it could be Dan, more than likely Tina Chave, or it could be this nutcase, American nutcase. But who is Lucy Hornet? So I decided, this was 2 hours ago, and I responded just by saying, I said that I would not comment on my videos, but who the hell are you? This is what I mean. If you want to know which video that Lucy Hornet has commented under, it's under my live stream or my video titled, "Note, read my disclaimer, lies and abuse exposed, police abusing powers, Wednesday the 20th of April. Yeah, and that's basically the same as the same video that I've just exposed again. It's the same one. So it's probably, it could be Tina Chave or someone pretending to be this Lucy Horton. It's someone. This is what they do. This is what Dan and Tina and his trolls do. They've done it with my pictures. They've taken my pictures. But which is quite interesting, really, because when Dan made out that he was a nice guy, he said to me, "Oh, I've had people take my picture and and set up a whole thing with my name and my images." And do you know something? I wasn't diagnosed as bipolar. Dan said he was. But someone once said to me that people with bipolar tend to lie, which is a terrible thing to say. Terrible. You could say anything about any label. But in this case, yeah. But no, I'm really angry. I'm making a laugh and a chuckle about actually something that's devastating, and I'm just batting it back because you know, you don't have to watch my live streams. There's a red button, okay, for those of you who've got a small brain or a low IQ or whatever. You can stop attacking me, and it says unsubscribe, or just don't watch me. Simple. But they have to. They're obsessed with me. They have to attack me. They have to do this. They have to do that. They've got to keep a tab on what is she doing? What is she doing? What is she saying? She's telling the truth. And on that note, I'll end the stream. And I think there's been an awful lot of bitterness from these people, Tina Chave and the other one, the moderator that Dan got me, Brave Bryony Battles On, because you weren't expecting me to be brave. He makes out he's got people to help you with if you've been a victim of the police. Yeah, me. An extremely law-abiding citizen who's been vulnerable, who's actually had an apology from the Professional Standards Department for doing something they then continued to do endlessly, even when my life was in danger. So if you want to use my abusive partner as a pawn in this, you do that. But I've already got a DC Kamar who's supposed to be investigating Darren's abuse, and Thames Valley Police are meant to be investigating you. So if I were you, I would stop. But you're not going to, so carry on. And you're not going to publish, you're really not going to publish that private phone call between me and Tina, even though you said it's everyone else's business now. You're not going to, because it will show you up for being a liar, won't it, Tina and Dan? So on that note, I shall say over and out.